implemented in the preservation of the environment of our future generations. Congratulations again for the operations of this consistent international Ozone Day celebrations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, you can put your hands together one more time. At this point, I'd like to call on the guest lecturer one more time, who also doubles as my director, the acting director, National Center for Energy and Environment, so Please, please put your hands together.
Mr. Chairman, a very last order.
9. Audio input.
Our professor and chairman for today's edition, Professor Anthony Webo. Incidentally, I remain one of his students, and I still remain his student. This morning, when I woke up to reflect on what I'm to present today, I had some very, very challenging moments because I was thinking of a topic that will resonate with today's theme, which is from science to global action. While reflecting on this, I woke up with this picture that you are seeing on the screen. And I'm sure that many of us can speak to this picture. How many of us can speak to this picture? How many? How many can speak to what is on the projector now? Okay, I can just see a few hands. Today, we are talking about science and global response. In discussing this, I discovered that there is a lady called Hilda Bach who attempted to break the world record. A Nigerian chef repeatedly attempted to cook the world's largest pot of jollof rice. The feat captured global attention. The massive pot, designed to hold an unprecedented quantity of rice, eventually fractured under the pressure when over 200 bags of rice were cooked. This incident is more than culinary story. It illustrates a scientific reality. Materials, designs, and process must be tested, adopted, and refined to withstand scale and stress. In much the same way, the global ozone protection effort reflects a journey of scientific discovery, innovation, and adaptation. Just as the port requires precise engineering to hold immense heat and weight, the Montreal Protocol requires the chemistry research to support the world's largest collaborative environmental action. Recipes matters in cooking, just as policies and treaties matter in governance. The wrong ingredients or a missing clause can compromise an outcome. He that reaches world record attempt symbolizes human ambition and creativity, but also the limit of materials when pushed beyond tested boundaries. The ozone journey teaches us that when humanity's action overwhelms the planet's atmospheric port with chlorofluorocarbon CFCs, the layer protecting us from harmful ultraviolet radiation began to break. Now, science stepped in through modeling, measurements, and innovation to redesign the recipe of industrial progress. Alternatives to ozone-depleting substances were developed, tested, and deployed. Today, the Vienna Convention, Montreal Protocol stand as global recognition of what happens when science, innovation, and policy align, just as the Guinness World Record attempt reflects Nigeria's growing ingenuity and recognition in the culinary act of the cooking of the 200 bags of jollof rice. The ozone story reflects humanity's collective recognition of the role of science in policy and the possibilities of planetary healing when nations cooperate. Today, we are looking at the scientific journey of the study of ozone. We are very much familiar of what ozone is, the components of ozone, where ozones are found. But today's presentation, we dwell less on those components. We are going to look at the role of science in global action in solving the ozone challenges. We are very much aware of the scientists Christian Frederick, the French physicist Charles Fabry, and Henry Boston, who developed the ozone layer and discovered that the ozone layer is found in the stratosphere, which is called the stratospheric ozone. He also discovered the ozone and named it and gave it a Greek name, which is Ozone, to spell, because of its distinctive odor. Now, of course, what many of us will ask, what is really ozone? We are told that it's a 3-atom oxygen with a chemical symbol of 0.3. It is mainly found in the stratosphere, about 10 to 50 kilometers above the Earth. And it provides a protective covering for both man and the planet. There are two types of ozone, which we are very familiar with, the good and the bad ozone. The good ozone is found in the stratosphere, which is referred to as the stratospheric ozone, while the bad ozone is found in the troposphere, which is called the tropospheric ozone. In measuring ozone, or trying to know what the units of measurement of ozone, a British scientist, G.M.B. Gobson, developed a spectrophotometer to enable him measure the system, the atmospheric ozone in a process that can give the quantification of ozone. And he called the unit the Dobson unit. And it was introduced as the standard measurement of ozone concentration. Today, we are now fully aware that ozone has thin layer, and this thin layer shields the Earth and man from the ultraviolet radiations. There are different forms of formation of ozone, either through the splitting of ozone molecules or the ozone formation by the reaction of oxygen with another oxygen, or the ozone destruction through the natural process of the sun and the UVs. The UVs are of two types, and I want to give these different types of UV because when we talk about the ozone, we talk about the different layers and the protective nature of the ozone. However, the components that create a lot of challenge both to man and the environment has always remained the UVB, which is about 280 to 230 nanometers. The UVA causes little damage with about 5% absorption of ozone, while the UVB, which is about 280 to 320 nanometers, causes sunburn, genetic damage, and skin cancer over prolonged exposure. And about 95% of this gas is absorbed by the ozone, and this is where we have the challenge. And when the ozone-depleting substances are released into the stratospheric ozone, then sunburn, genetic damage, skin cancer, and other related health challenges are released into the environment and therefore cause severe damage to both the man and the environment. The ozone layer depletion can either be through anthropogenic in nature or through natural method. True anthropogenic nature is through ozone-depleting substances, through polar stratospheric clouds, and through broadcasting. But the natural process involves the volcanic eruption. Ozone layer depletion is primarily caused by human man-made chemicals like the CFCs, which is the chlorofluorocarbons, which are released from industrial and consumer products and destroy ozone molecules in the stratosphere. There are different researchers that have contributed sufficiently to the research about ozone layer, ozone molecule, the challenges and the implications to human existence. Maru in 1974 and Sherwood published an article showing that the chlorofluorocarbon could reach the stratosphere and deplete ozone through chlorine release. This was the first major warning that human activities would damage the ozone. And don't forget that today's theme is from science to global action. And I'm not going to look at different parts of ozone, but the contribution of science through policy formulation is my focus today. Their findings sparked debate, but were later confirmed by atmospheric models. Now, ozone-depleting substances, which are man-made chemicals, when broken down into the stratospheric ozone, released chlorine and bromine, and these are very potent ozone-depleting chemicals. Chlorine and bromine, when combined with the ozone, creates a hole that we now refer to as the ozone hole. A single chlorine or bromine can destroy even thousands of ozone molecules, disrupting the ozone layer's protective shield. And therefore, those of us found on the planet could be exposed to ultraviolet radiation, therefore leading to skin cancer, genetic distortion or genetic damage. And that is why today we have so many gene-related alterations in newborn babies, and it could be attributed to the destruction of the genetic materials through the ultraviolet light. Also, there are so many metabolic diseases today that are very predominant amongst us, and this could also be attributed to the high level of the ozone layer. There are major ozone depleting chemicals. We have the CFCs, which is chlorofluorocarbon. They are found in refrigerators, air conditioners, which we have here, aerosols, and foam blowing agents. The halogens contain bromine, chlorine, fluorine, and carbon. And these are very destructive ozone chemicals. We have the carbon tetrachloride, we have the methyl chloroform, the hydrochlorofluorocarbons, and the methyl bromide. All these chemicals contribute to the depletion of the ozone layer. Therefore, the creation of ozone hole, is a major problem. Thanks to science, and that the ozone currently is now shrinking, the ozone hole is now shrinking and is healing. It occurs ozone hole normally occurs due to extreme cold stratospheric conditions, especially in the polar region. And this stratospheric cloud always accelerates ozone destruction through the release of chlorine and bromine. This thinning of the Antarctic stratospheric ozone layer is mainly caused by human activities, which is referred to as anthropogenic activities, thereby releasing ozone depleting substances. Now, the discovering of the ozone layer was by 3 scientists, and this is when you can see the role of science in protecting the environment and the human society. Brian, Farmer, and Jonathan were the 3 scientists that discovered the ozone hole. They demonstrated that the ozone hole was not a natural occurrence through research, but the result of reaction triggered by the release of ozone depleting substances, such as the chlorofluorocarbons in the stratosphere. The study of these researchers revealed that the level of ozone over the Antarctica has fallen below 40% between 1975 and 1984. This provides a dramatic evidence of ozone depletion, confirming predictions made a decade earlier that the discovery may lead to scientific and political action worldwide, which led to the Montreal Protocol. Now, these researchers, who have also contributed to the discovery of the ozone, were rewarded with a Nobel Prize. The Farmer, the Brian, and the Jonathan also were rewarded with a Nobel Prize. Their contributions led to the discovery of the ozone hole, and therefore led to the formation of policies and regulations through the Montreal Protocol. This Nobel Prize, of course, enhanced their contribution, which also serve as a catalyst to other researchers who are currently maybe still in their formative stage of research to always contribute to the advancement of mankind. And this advancement can eventually be rewarded either through recognition by the award of Nobel Prizes. Science has been driving global actions, and we are fully aware, both in Nigeria and even in Africa and globally. The role of science cannot be overemphasized. In terms of policy formulations, in terms of delivering of the goods to the society, science has never lagged in this process. Now, the scientific consensus that drove the global recognition for the formation or for the congregation of the countries to adopt the Montreal Protocol shows that, one, the Vienna Convention, which is a treaty for cooperation on ozone research, monitoring and policy, was very important to provocate those countries together to enable them take a far-reaching decision which has helped in the shrinking of the ozone layer. And today marks the 40th year since the Vienna Convention was promulgated in 1985. The Montreal Protocol, which eventually came in force as a result of the Vienna Convention, gave us a landmark agreement to phase out the ozone-depleting substances. And this universal ratification has successfully phased out about 99% of ozone-depleting substances. However, within Africa, the Kigali Amendment in 2006 extended the Montreal Protocol to phase out the hydrofluorocarbons, which do not deplete ozone, but are very powerful greenhouse gases. Also recently, we had the opportunity to go to visit the same Kigali, and our major focus was to look at how we can build a sustainable investment ecosystem for clean energy development, not just in Nigeria, but also in Africa. The restrictions arising from the Montreal Protocol, the Kigali Convention, shows that CFCs have totally been reduced to the barest minimum by 2000. Tetrachloroethane, which is used as a solvent, has also been reduced to almost zero by 2000. Production of halogens has also been reduced. Tetrachloroethane has also been reduced. However, CFCs and HFCs, which is hydrofluorocarbons, have been replaced, and about 50% of the applications have been limited. On the other hand, there is no restriction to the use of CFCs. This is because the problem with HCFCs and hydrofluorocarbons are that they are now thought to also contribute to global warming. Therefore, the protocol wants to call out the hydrofluorocarbons by 2030. There is also the risk of the hydrofluorocarbons, which are about 10,000 times more potent than the carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gases. Now, the fridge legacy. Since the fridges help to control and prevent germs and diseases, which CFCs were first introduced, they were good for refrigerators because they were not toxic or flammable. Now, the CFCs in fridges are also being used worldwide because, to begin, the CFCs were used as aerosol propeller as well as fridges. If they had been used as aerosol, maybe alone, maybe they would have been banned straight away. However, because of their role in refrigerator, they were still left, to be used, so that we can save life, protect drugs, protect vaccines as a result of the cooling effect of these gases. Therefore, EU states have already decided to remove CFCs, the 8 CFCs, from fridges before they are scrapped. As a result, it is up to about 3 million domestic fridges are being disposed each year, and many of them are coming to Africa and Nigeria to do so. National action. Despite the global action, there has been a national action either from Nigeria, and this national action is being championed by the Energy Commission of Nigeria. And the Energy Commission of Nigeria today contribute to phasing out ozone-depleting substances. 1, by promoting sustainable energy solutions. 2, developing energy-saving standards for appliances. Setting minimum energy performance standards for air conditioners. and also spearheading research initiatives focused on transforming the energy and supporting the transition to climate-friendly cooling system. Of course, you are at the National Center for Energy and Environment, and the National Center for Energy and Environment is currently championing the process of energy transition. And through this process, the National Center is also, deploying over 2 megawatts of solar system to the University of Benin, thereby removing every form of equipment. As a research center under the Energy Commission of Nigeria, we encourage the adoption of more efficient, environmentally friendly technologies that reduce the need of ozone-depleting substances. Also, the Federal Ministry of Environment that leads the policy and implementation through the National Ozone Office, Ozone Office, focuses on energy efficiency, relying absolutely on the National Center for Energy and Environment and the Energy Commission of Nigeria, to develop sustainable solutions that align with overall national effort to meet the Montreal Protocol obligations and our national priorities. The National Center and the Energy Commission of Nigeria are currently involved in the Agora project. And this Agora project involves Ghana and Nigeria. Agora project stands for abating greenhouse gases emission from obsolete refrigeration and air conditioning equipment in Ghana and Nigeria. What is the objective of this project? In contributing to shrinking the ozone hole is to promote energy efficient refrigeration and air conditioning technology using global warming potential refrigerants. And because there is a possibility of phase out of over 3 million refrigerators and air conditioners from EU, of course, Nigeria will become a dumping ground. To avoid that process, the Agora project is now promoting energy efficient refrigeration and air conditioning technology. So if your refrigeration or your air conditioning do not meet this standard, it will not be allowed in our country. Also, the Energy Commission is also establishing or strengthening policies and regulations to allow phase-out replacement of obsolete, inefficient refrigerator and air conditioning equipment. This is to ensure this equipment is handled sustainably and recycled. That is, the gases are recycled. For those that are into the refrigeration business or air conditioning business or artisans, the Energy Commission of Nigeria is also providing training and capacity building for these people so that they can be well informed in catering for the gases that are released from the obsolete equipment, captured and also maybe released into a safe environment where they have less effect in affecting the ozone layer. What has been the achievement of this global action? Through research, through the effort of the Energy Commission of Nigeria, through the Federal Ministry of Environment, the National Ozone Office and all, we have discovered that over 99% of ozone-depleting substances have already been phased out globally, with Nigeria inclusive. Ozone layer is on track in terms of recovery. By middle of the 21st century, maybe about 2,400 globally, or 2060 in Antarctica, the ozone layer will definitely shrink to a level that it will return back to the pre-1980s level. Then prevent millions of cases of skin cancers and cataracts. The release of the ultraviolet rays, which is the UVB, has led to the development of skin cancer, rapid aging. You can see a young man who is still very much young, but already aging by physical or by physiological looking. You see that he has already aged. Of course, he's still a young man. It has also led to reduced global warming, impacted by avoiding emissions equivalent to over 135 billion tons of carbon dioxide. What are the challenges and future outlook? We need to look at illegal trade in ozone-depleting substances, which still exist in our region, not just in our region, in Africa and in Nigeria. We need to ensure that hydrofluorocarbons are phased down, implemented fairly and equitably. We need to continue to engage in scientific intercourse or monitoring of ozone recovery. Therefore, linking ozone protection with climate action, since both are interconnected, we must continue to focus our research on this aspect, ozone protection and climate action. We need to also integrate into the Sustainable Development Goals, which focus on the Sustainable Development Goal number 13, climate action, and Sustainable Development Goal number 3, health and well-being. Conclusion. To conclude this presentation, science has been the driving force behind ozone preservation. From uncovering the impact of the chlorofluorocarbons to guiding the Montreal Protocol and monitoring recovery. The global response, rooted in scientific evidence and international cooperation, has set the ozone layer on a path of healing or recovery. This success proves that when science and collective will align, environmental crisis can be reversed, offering a powerful model for tracking climate change and protecting future generations. And that has been our focus. Thank you very much.
Dr. Gwamuna is an astute researcher with very visible research contributions, not just locally but also internationally. No wonder he was selected to deliver this very impactful lecture. Thank you very much once more. It's very wonderful. Very quickly, I'd like to call on the Honorable Minister, Federal Minister of Environment, Abuja, ably represented by Mr. Edward Osai, to present the keynote address. Thank you, sir. Please put us here.
Thank you very much. Good day once again. Good day once again. Hope we are following. Hope the program is not too technical. Hello? Hello? Are we still together? You know, the theme is from science to global action. Still standing on all existing protocol. I'm standing, or I'm representing my minister in the person of Balarabe Abbas Lawal. He is not here present, but you know, this is a global occasion, so he is in his office or in Abuja marking this event as well. It's important to say this event is going on around the world, around the globe. All countries that are signatories to the Montreal Protocol, they are celebrating this day. So, keynote address by the special guest of honor in the person of the Minister, Federal Ministry of Environment, Balarabe Abbas Lawal. Theme: from science to global action, protecting the ozone layer and mitigating climate change. Key points: the Montreal Protocol. The Montreal Protocol success story. The Montreal Protocol has been instrumental in reducing ozone-depleting substances and protecting the ozone layer. However, the alternatives that save the ozone layer, such as hydrofluorocarbons, HFCs, have turned out to be potent greenhouse gases. HFCs contribute significantly to global warming
and their phase down is crucial to mitigating climate change. The Kigali Amendment to the Montreal Protocol aims to reduce HFC production and consumption. Call for global cooperation and action. The Montreal Protocol is shining example of successful international cooperation. We must build on this success and work together to address the emerging challenges of climate change. Predictive science and proactive action. We need to develop systems that can anticipate and mitigate the unintended consequences of our solutions. This requires a proactive approach to science and global action. Collective responsibility. This is where everyone falls into. Protecting the ozone layer and mitigating climate change requires a collective effort. We must work together to reduce our carbon footprint, promote sustainable practices, and support policies that prioritize the health of our planet. Call to action. Ratify and implement the Kigali Amendment. Countries must fully ratify and implement the Kigali Amendment to phase down HFCs and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Promote sustainable practice. We must adopt sustainable practices, reduce our carbon footprint, and support policies that prioritize the health of our planet. Invest in climate-friendly technologies. We need to invest in climate-friendly technologies and innovations that can help us mitigate climate change and protect the ozone layer. So, the ways, these are some of the ways in which we can protect the ozone layer. And it's key to say here that the Nigerian government, through the Federal Ministry of Environment, we are signatories to a number of treaties and conventions, like the Basel Convention on Transboundary Movement of Waste, the Rotterdam Convention on Prior Informed Consent Procedure on some certain chemicals and pesticides in international trade, and so many others. These are chemical management. This falls under the chemical management, which controls many of these harmful substances. So, like when the doctor was talking on many of these stuff finding their ways into the country, I want to say Nigeria has the instruments to fight or to protect the country from many of these wastes. So it calls for collaboration, like the shippers, thank God the people, staff of the Shippers Council is present here. The customs, I don't know if they are here, and the technicians too. They should not patronize gases that are injurious to the ozone layer. So now these are ways we can at least come together to make the ozone, to protect and to heal the ozone layer. I think 2 years ago the theme for the World Ozone Day is I think healing of the ozone. So a lot of progress has been made, and there's a lot still being made in this regard. Each year, the convener can testify because the Federal Ministry of Environment, we don't like blowing our trumpets. We do a lot as regards this very protocol, the Montreal Protocol. We provide technical build-up for artisans, for technicians. We even, I think that was the Mr. Balogusa, I think that was in 2014, the Federal Ministry of Environment gave out free form making machines to around the country. So a lot, we do a lot, but we don't talk much. So in a practical note, the students are here. I want to say people should take the initiative of zero open burning, because that's one of the ways we can save the ozone. And we should imbibe the spirit of environmental friendly practices. Thank you.
I'd like to quickly recognize the presence of the representative of the senator representing Edo South, Honorable Hassan Okolia. You're welcome, sir. Thank you for coming. Next on my plate is the presentation of awards. I'd like to, at this point, hand the mic over to the chairman, the LC chairman, Mr. Balogun, to coordinate the presentation of awards. Thank you very much. Please put your hands together. Once again, I respectfully and honorably welcome each and every one of us to this unique program of today. I have no doubt in my mind that you have been blessed that the information and knowledge that have been shared concerning the ozone layer. Another very important segment of this program is to reward those who have contributed significantly, one way or the other, towards the protection of the ozone layer. So many people, they may not be specialists, they may not be scientists, they may not be, those who are in charge of environment, but they ensure that their resources is going into the protection of the ozone layer. And that is why we have some dignitaries that have been so selected to receive award from our NGO. Those who are privileged to be among us this year, it's a honor. And those who have also contributed that are not going to be called today should know that another time is available, where also their effort will be adequately rewarded. The first name I have on the list is our own professor, the very pioneer director of this center, the deputy vice chancellor of the University of Benin, who is currently the vice chancellor of the Benin University of Canada. No other person than Professor Lawrence I.M. Ezemoye. I respectfully call the chairman of the institution to please present this award to his representative here present, or the director of the center.
This is an award of excellence presented to Professor Lawrence I.M. Ezemoye in recognition of his outstanding leadership qualities and contribution to ozone layer and environmental protection activities in Edo State and Nigeria in general. On this special occasion, the 25th 2025 International Ozone Day celebration. Congratulations. Okay, this is an award of excellence presented to Professor Lawrence I.M. Ezemoye in recognition of his outstanding leadership qualities and contribution to ozone layer environmental protection activities in Edo State and Nigeria in general. On this special occasion of the 2025 International Ozone Day celebration and the 40th anniversary of Save the Ozone Nigeria. Congratulations.
The next on the list is our own senator representing the bill ably represented here this afternoon by Dr. Hassan Okundia.
There's another award of excellence presented to Senator Linda Imasu in recognition of her outstanding leadership qualities and contribution to ozone layer environmental protection activities in Edo State and Nigeria in general. On this special occasion of International Ozone Day celebration and the 26th anniversary of Save the Ozone Nigeria. Thank you very much.
The third on the list is our own friend. To the issue of protecting the environment and the ozone layer, at one time or the other, was general manager of Edo State Waste Management Board. He did the job so excellently that in his time, Edo was cleaner. And thank God for those who are also working today, but in his time, he did so much. Today, it's in the National Assembly, working there for Edo State and for all Nigeria. It's no other person than Honorable Hassan Okundia.
Is another award of excellence presented to Honorable Dr. Hassan Okundia in recognition of his outstanding leadership qualities and contribution to ozone layer environmental protection activities in Edo State and Nigeria in general. On the occasion of the 2025 International Ozone Day celebration and 26th anniversary of Save the Ozone Nigeria, presented this 16th day of September 2025. Congratulations.
Next award on our list goes to Honorable Suleiman, the current Managing Director of EBS TV and Radio. Since his assumption of office, a lot have been done. Quality program emanating from that station, covering news both local and international. I have here Honorable Suleiman, MD EBS, to receive Save the Ozone Award. Can you please come forward if you see a present? A round of applause for him.
This is a Merit Award presented to Honorable Suleiman Alede, MD EBS, in recognition of your exemplary leadership and contribution towards ozone layer environmental protection activities. On the occasion of the 2025 International Ozone Day celebration and the 26th anniversary of Save the Ozone Nigeria, presented this 16th day of September 2025. Congratulations.
Yama, please take a rest. You don't need to take this award. President of the Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture. Otherwise, no one can see them. Represent the following award. Our next online is Comrade Aladi Yerima, President, West Speakers Association of Nigeria, WAPA. He's based in Kano, but his tentacles are spread to all over the country, doing a wonderful work. Until now, there are so many things that we call waste. But with the coming up of this body, that is the president, the ordinary way that will have ended in the dustbin or in a trash and be buried, they are being picked up and being recycled. Recycling them, helping nature, converting energy, because any item that you consider waste, it means that if it has to be reproduced, they will start afresh, gathering all the raw materials. Then with these people, they are now picking those waste and recycling them for use, which means to enhance sustainability, environmental sustainability. Anything that you do that is not sustainable will, at the end of the day, back up. So these people, they are helping also to protect the environment and protect the ozone layer. Like all of the representative of Aladi Yerima, President of APA, to come on for his award. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome.
This is an award of excellence presented to Comrade Salisu Ali Yerima, WAPA President, in recognition of your outstanding leadership qualities and contribution to ozone layer, to environment protection activities in Edo State and Nigeria in general. On the occasion of the 2025 International Ozone Day celebration and 26th anniversary of Save the Ozone Nigeria, presented this day, the 16th of September 2025. Congratulations.
A round of applause for Aladi. They are doing wonderful work. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Next online is my own Oga, based in Abuja. When we are talking about the ozone layer, United Nations Environment Program, they have a representative in Nigeria, and the person that is on that desk is called Engineer Idris Abdullahi. Whatever program we are doing here, when we send him the report, he helps us to forward it back to the United Nations Environment Program based in Kenya, Nairobi. He has done so much for this nation. When he came on board, a lot of people have been trained locally and internationally, taking people abroad, bringing experts and specialists to come and train those that need to be trained, so that the environment can be conducive for you and I, so that the ozone layer can be properly protected. I call on the representative of Engineer Idris Abdullahi, the director of the Federal Ministry of Environment, and also the National Ozone Officer. It's Sansadi. You don't adapt. You are representing him. Thank you.
This also is an award of excellence presented to Engineer Idris Abdullahi, Director to National Ozone Office, in recognition of their outstanding leadership qualities and the protection of ozone layer to the environment in Nigeria on the occasion of the 2025 International Ozone Day celebration and 26th anniversary of Save the Ozone Nigeria, presented this day, the 16th of September 2025. Congratulations.
On the item to present the next award to the awardee, I call on Sir Dr. Chief B.J. Brown, Vice President, Professional Association, President, Paul Brigade Edo State, and so forth and so forth. Okay, again, Vice President, B.J. Brown of Commerce. Yes. To present an award to an acting chairman of Oredo local government areas. This is a person who ensures that our markets are properly clean, who ensures that waste are no longer being dumped anyhow, because it is the responsibility of the local government to take charge of waste. And since our assumption of office, so much is going on in Oredo. There are no more dumping of waste, illegal waste, and in an environment that is not meant for that. I call upon Mrs. Ebu Ahmed. Mrs. Ebu Ahmed, Oredo chairman or his representative, Oredo chairperson. Come and take it here, please come. Let's clap for our friend. He's a friend of the council. He's also an official of Save the Ozone Nigeria. I think the award will get to her.
Award of Excellence presented to Mrs. Ewu Ahmed, of Acting Chairman Oredo. Your exemplary leadership and outstanding contributions to the protection of the ozone layer and the environment in Edo State on the occasion of the 2025 International Ozone Day celebration and 26th anniversary of Save the Ozone Nigeria. Today, 16th September 2025, Award of Excellence. Congratulations.
The next on the list is Mr. Cole. Mr. Cole. While we're waiting for that, you can also get the plaque for Dr. Emmanuel Ogomila Ready. The representative of Mr. Cole, Gabriel.
Merit Award presented to Mr. Gabriel C. Cole, Acting Director of NCEE, in recognition of your exemplary leadership and contribution towards ozone layer and environment protection activities on the occasion of the 2025 International Ozone Day celebration of 26th anniversary of Save the Ozone Nigeria to the 16th September 2025. Congratulations.
The next on the list is our chief host, a young man that is doing so much to reposition National Center for Energy and Environment for better performances. It's been here and it's loved by all. We are here because he gave us that approval to be here. And so much was written up just to ensure that this program goes today. And I call on our Center Director, Dr. Emmanuel Ogomida, an associate professor.
I can also see why this award is different. The award is special, I think, because of what you have also enjoyed. So I'm also privileged to present this award of excellence, presented to Dr. Emmanuel Ogomida, Acting Director, NCE, in recognition of your outstanding contributions to the protection of ozone layer and the environment in Nigeria on the occasion of the 2025 International Ozone Day celebration and 26th anniversary of Save the Ozone Nigeria, today 16th September 2025. And just before I do this presentation, I think the lecture you delivered also, we'll be glad to see how we can have it, so that together we can build a better Nigeria, looking at the fact that we're now living in a global village where everything should be at our doorstep. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations, sir. So please, what I'd like to do, we will send it to our big organization, the Director General of Energy Commission of Nigeria. For your information, the National Center for Energy and Environment did not just fall from heaven. It came through a particular process. And the process is Energy Commission of Nigeria. Am I right? And they are the one funding the research and all other activities in this place. If anything is going on well, it's because Energy Commission of Nigeria is supporting the National Center for Energy and Environment. And it's also why to also recognize such particularity. We have an award for the Director General of that project, and his name is Dr. Mustafa Abdullahi. Dr. Mustafa. The person who present the award is no other person than the Area Officer Nigeria Shippers Council. The Nigeria Shippers Council, as you have heard, is a body under the Federal Ministry of Maritime, Marine and Blue Economy. It used to be under Ministry of Transportation. Thank you. You're welcome. So that I want to go to the DG PCN, Energy Commission of Nigeria, Dr. Mustafa Abdullahi.
In recognition of the outstanding leadership qualities and contributions to ozone layer, to the environment protection activities in Nigeria and general, we will present these awards to Dr. Mustafa Abdullahi, DG Energy Commission of Nigeria. On this occasion, on the occasion of the 2025 International Ozone Day celebration and 26th anniversary of Save the Ozone.
A round of applause for the DG. Let me hear a louder one. We are comfortable here because somebody somewhere is holding it. Thank you. The second one is a one-time lawmaker, a one-time House Committee on Environment, a one-time Speaker, Edo State House of Assembly, Honorable Dr. Justin Okonobo, has been a friend of our NGO. several times he has been here to be part of our program, supporting us financially and otherwise. He told me he would be here, but I don't know why he's not here now. He's a good, a very big supporter to the program of Save the Ozone Nigeria in all our programs. Anytime we call on him, he will always move. Now call us, one of the executive of Save the Ozone, to come forward and receive this award on his behalf. Honorable Dr. Joseph Okonomi, former Speaker of the House of Assembly.
A recognition of example leadership and contribution towards the ozone layer to environment protection activities on the occasion of 2025 International Ozone Day celebration and 26th anniversary of Save the Ozone Nigeria. This day is 16 September 2025 to present to the entire right of the
Oh, I'm not hearing your voice. Clapping. Thank you. We have an award for only one newsprint in Nigeria. Only one newsprint in Nigeria. Why is it only one? It's only one because they deserve it. Permit me to tell you a little story about Punch Nigeria newspaper. In 2005, Save the Ozone held a program in Bishop Kelly. And at that time, the current Vice Chancellor of Benin University was then a doctor. He was the guest speaker, the guest lecturer. And he delivered a powerful lecture that was, with the theme, and global warming, environmental catastrophe looms. It was a big headline. It was well carried. While we were still at the venue, friends were calling us that our news of the program that we have done is already online. While we are still packaging, trying to get back home, the news was everywhere. The following day, it was printed. Our picture appeared. We never knew the reporter who did that job. Up till now, I cannot identify the reporter. Other reporters did their best also. But that one baffles me because how can, in an environment that is operating in Nigeria, that somebody will just do that free of charge? And when later I am asked, they say that is the policy of Punch Nigeria. So I call it green journalism. Please get up for Punch Nigeria. I call it green journalism. They did it, they were not expecting anything in return, and today, how many years ago, we decided to recognize them. And I believe that just like as we are being covered today, our relationship with TBS was on a personal relationship. But we just simply wrote TBS, and here they are covering us free of charge. But the activity of the general manager that we know as a person is antecedent that he has ever been a go-getter, and getting there, he began to do more. So let's come back to Punch. May I know if the Punch representative is in the house? Punch representative, if you are in the house, come out. Punch Nigeria. The young man told me that when something is done extraordinarily, they deserve public honor. So here we are. One of our executives is going to receive the award on their behalf. We shall send it to them.
This merit award is presented to the MD Punch newspapers for his outstanding leadership in green journalism and contributions to ozone layer to environmental protection activities in Nigeria. On the occasion of 2025 International Ozone Day celebration and 26th anniversary of Save the Ozone in Nigeria. On this basis,
Thank you, ma'am. Congratulations. May I know if Aladi is around now? The Seriki of Kaga Junction? They are still coming. Okay. They are ready to